Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys woke up with good energy, in a good mood, ready to get this day on. And you know how it is, baby. Making the donuts, like always. Sorry for that. Wanted to speak today about the horn that a lot of people see on top of a spiritual receptacle and an Enzo and a Munanso and a house, or a religious house if you want to call it. Most of the time, if not all the time, you're going to see a horn, whether it be next to the religious receptacle or on top of the religious receptacle. A lot of houses, when they are conforming and consecrating a spiritual receptacle like an nganga, you will see that they, at the same time, they are preparing a horn, whether it's a bull horn, a ram's horn. It's a horn from an animal, and it comes in different sizes depending the tata or whoever's receiving it, how they want it and what size. It's to the tata's discretion, so when he uses. When they're building let's say a religious receptacle, at the same time, the majority of the houses that I have seen, they are also building the horn, what's called a Vititi Menso. Vititi has a greater meaning. Menso also has a greater meaning. It just doesn't mean the horn with a mirror on it. But we know it as new practitioners as that's called a Vititi Menso. And the reason why we know that it's called a Vititi Menso, because we was taught that that's what it is. We was taught that Menso is the mirror and Vititi means sight, but it goes beyond that. Both words, Vititi and Menso, has more to do with it's just not that horn, okay? But as we know it, it's the horn, the Vititi Menso, and Menso is because it has the mirror on it. You're gonna see horns that don't have mirror on it, but this is the predominant, and most of the houses, this is the primary way they do it. When they're consecrated and building a spiritual receptacle, they're at the same time they're building that horn. And when I say building, anything that they put together or put in that religious receptacle, part of that is going inside that horn. A lot of houses do this, meaning that when they're done consecrating and doing everything that they have to do, the last thing that they put on is that mirror front. In short, that mirror represents an eye, because you can see, right? So the reason why it's a mirror, one of the reasons why it's a mirror, is because some priests have the gift to look in that mirror and see the spirits, see beyond what we could see with the naked eye. Okay? All right. That horn, Vititi Menso, becomes an extension of that religious receptacle. Meaning, if I, as a priest, have a patient or a client that for some reason I have to go to them because I have to do something wherever they may be, their house, their business, whatever. I can't take my religious receptacle with me because it's too big, it's too heavy. So what I do, I take my smaller religious receptacle, my extension of my religious receptacle, because in actuality, if you want to really look at it, that horn, that Vititi Menso, you could say is my nganga, because it's the extension of my nganga. It's what I could take with me to perform certain duties with that Vititi Menso. Some priests have the abilities to divinate with it without using anything else. They have clairvoyance. They have a very strong spirituality and great ancestors that gives them the capability to look at that mirror and see, whether it be for good or for bad, meaning evil spirits, positive spirits, and future things, and past and present. Well, future and past, maybe present, I don't know. But I'll give you a quick example. I know you guys see movies where people use Ouija boards, right? And it so happens that once these people start playing with those Ouija boards, they open up a portal to things that they don't even know. They think it's a game, and they end up, always in the movies, getting into some big problem with some spirit, restless spirit. Now, you always will see that there's someone will pick up that square piece that I don't know what's it called, that they put their hand on and and float around to the letters. And you notice that that triangular piece has a magnifying glass on it to magnify, the letter, so you can see it clearer. But you will see that somebody out of the whole team picks it up and looks through that magnifying, and starts scanning the room with it. What happens when they do that? If there's a malevolent spirit or an evil spirit or any kind of spirit there, it gives them the capability to see. See? Just like the Vititi Menso, they could see through that mirror the same way that that person could see through that magnifying glass. Picture it like your eye. You see through your eye, right? In that sense. Guys, there are other types of horns that are built. There are not Vititi Mensos. They have certain things in there and all that for certain other purposes, which you will not see a mirror on it. A mirror, you'll see it sealed off, has meaning also to it. Just because it doesn't have a mirror doesn't mean it don't mean anything. But the majority and the main one you see will be a Vititi Menso, if not two, one with a mirror and one without. If you ever see that in a house, don't touch it. Leave that alone. And one day when you get your religious receptacle, you'll be able to have your Vititi Menso, and hopefully you'll be able to build that clairvoyance and that spirituality to be able to see through that Vititi Menso. I pray that you guys got a little information out. For more clarification, these things are very hard to speak about here on YouTube and in social media. Like I said, I try to be careful with what I say, because these things are precious to the practitioners of this beautiful tradition. And there's so many people out here doing so many crazy things that if you say too much, we start getting inventors and soothsayers, and start acting like they've been through all the procedures and they know it all and they all be all, so we don't claim to be none of that. We don't claim to know it all. We don't claim to have the absolute truth. The truth to me and the practices are dispersed among the brethren and sisters. So I pray that you guys were able to understand a little bit of this Latino English. Have a great day. Be blessed. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam.